Hi, I'm Rachel. I've always considered myself a reasonable person, someone who goes with the flow and tries to keep family gatherings pleasant. That changed last Sunday at my parents' annual summer BBQ, an event I'd been looking forward to for weeks, especially since I'd barely seen my family since moving across town for my new job at the architectural firm. I arrived wearing a simple blue sundress with white floral patterns. Nothing fancy, just something light and comfortable for a hot day. I bought it on sale last month and hadn't had a chance to wear it yet. I was setting a bowl of potato salad on the table when my brother Mark's wife Vanessa walked in. The conversation around the grill immediately died down. "What are you wearing?" Vanessa's voice cut through the backyard chatter like a knife. I looked up, confused. "A dress? Is something wrong with it?" "That's my dress. You're wearing my dress." Her face flushed red as she marched toward me. "Where did you get that?" "From Macy's about a month ago," I said, bewildered by her intensity. "On sale?" "Liar, that's the exact dress I showed everyone at Easter. I was saving it for today." Vanessa turned to my brother. "Mark, tell her." Mark shuffled uncomfortably, looking between us. Vanessa did show us a dress that looked similar. "But honey, Rachel wouldn't." "I can't believe you would do this," Vanessa interrupted, turning back to me. "You deliberately bought the same dress to upstage me." My mother Diana rushed over, placing herself between us. "Girls, please, it's just a dress. There are plenty of similar styles in stores." "It's not just a dress, Diana," Vanessa snapped. "She does this all the time, copying me, trying to one-up me." "I've never copied you," I said, feeling my cheeks burn. "I didn't even know you had a dress like this." My father Robert approached, spatula still in hand. "Let's all calm down. Vanessa, Rachel couldn't have known. Either she changes or I'm leaving," Vanessa declared, crossing her arms. I looked around at my family's faces, uncomfortable, embarrassed, but no one willing to challenge Vanessa directly. "You want me to change clothes at a family BBQ because you think I copied your dress?" I asked incredulously. "I don't think. I know." Vanessa turned to my brother. "Mark, I want to go. Now." Instead of defending me, Mark sighed. "Rachel, could you maybe just put on something else? For peace's sake?" My mother touched my arm. "Honey, I have some clothes upstairs you could borrow." I couldn't believe what I was hearing. "You're asking me to change when I've done nothing wrong?" "It's just to keep the peace," my mom whispered. My father shook his head. "Diana, this isn't right." "Not now, Robert," my mother hissed. "Fine," I said, my voice wavering. "If it's that important, I'll just go home." "Rachel, don't be dramatic," Mark said. I grabbed my purse. "I'm not being dramatic. I'm removing myself from a situation where I'm being accused of something I didn't do." As I walked toward the gate, I heard my father arguing with my mother and brother. "You're letting this happen? She's your sister, Mark." I didn't hear my brother's response because by then I was already at my car, fighting back tears of humiliation and anger. My phone buzzed with a text from my best friend Jenna. "How's the BBQ?" I typed back, "You won't believe what just happened." "She did what?" Jenna exclaimed the next morning at our favorite cafe. "Threw a fit over a dress and got you kicked out?" "And my own brother sided with her," I added, stirring my untouched latte. Jenna shook her head after seeing the photo of my dress. "It's a blue floral sundress, Rachel. There are probably thousands of women wearing similar dresses right now. This isn't about the dress." "What do you mean?" "It's about control. Power. Has she always been like this with your family?" Before I could answer, my phone buzzed. "Dad wants to meet for lunch. Says he wants to talk." At lunch, Dad looked tired. "I'm sorry about yesterday, Rachel. That shouldn't have happened. Did you know Mom asked me to change clothes?" "Your mother always tries to keep the peace, even when it's at someone else's expense, usually yours." He leaned forward. "After you left, I told everyone exactly what I thought. Mark and your mother think I'm overreacting. And Vanessa? Vanessa didn't speak to anyone the rest of the day. Said she was too upset." He rolled his eyes. Mark followed her around like a puppy. Dad sighed heavily. Your mother called this morning. Apparently, Vanessa wants an apology from you. An apology? For what? Wearing a dress I bought myself? I told your mother absolutely not. You have nothing to apologize for. My phone buzzed with a text from Mark. Can we talk? Just us? The next day at the park, Mark was already pacing when I arrived. Look, he began. I know Sunday was intense, but you know how Vanessa gets sometimes? Actually, I don't. Because when she's getting a certain way, everyone tiptoes around her while I get thrown out of family gatherings. No one threw you out. You chose to leave. After being told to change my clothes because your wife decided I copied her, I countered. Would you have asked Vanessa to change if the situation were reversed? Mark's silence was answer enough. Dad said Vanessa wants an apology from me. It would make things easier for everyone. Easier for whom, exactly? Because it sounds like easier for you and Vanessa, not for me. Rachel, please. I'm caught in the middle here. No, Mark. You put yourself in the middle by not standing up for me. I didn't do anything wrong. It's just an apology, he insisted. What's the big deal? The big deal is that it would validate her false accusation, and this pattern where Vanessa acts unreasonably and everyone accommodates her has to stop. Mark stood abruptly. You don't understand. You don't live with her. You don't see how difficult things get when she's upset. Then maybe that's the real problem you should be addressing, I said quietly. Mom called a family meeting the following Sunday to clear the air. I arrived first, helping Dad set up. Are you ready for this? He asked. Not really, but it needs to happen. Mom bustled in. Remember, the goal is reconciliation. The goal is truth and respect, Dad corrected. Rachel deserves that much. When Mark and Vanessa arrived, Vanessa sat as far from me as possible. Thank you all for coming, Mom began. We need to work through our disagreements with love. I agree, Vanessa said sweetly. Which is why I'm willing to accept Rachel's apology and move forward. Excuse me? I said. I haven't offered an apology. But that's why we're here, isn't it? So you can apologize for what you did? I didn't do anything wrong. I wore a dress I purchased, which happened to be similar to one you own. Identical, she corrected. And after I specifically showed it to everyone at Easter. I wasn't at Easter, Vanessa. I was sick, remember? Mark shifted uncomfortably. I don't remember mentioning the dress specifically. Of course you did, Vanessa insisted. You must have... Dad cleared his throat. Even if he had, Rachel is allowed to buy and wear whatever she wants. This reaction was disproportionate. This isn't just about the dress, Vanessa said. It's about respect. Rachel consistently undermines me in this family. How exactly? I asked. Give me one example. Like how you always bring up your promotion whenever we talk about Mark's job. You asked about my work. Or how you gave Diana those earrings for Mother's Day when you knew I was planning jewelry. Mom interjected. I loved both gifts, girls. Vanessa stood up. I'm not apologizing for standing up for myself when you deliberately tried to upstage me. That's enough, Dad said firmly. Mark, we're leaving, Vanessa announced. Mark hesitated, looking between his wife and the rest of us. Mark. Vanessa's voice had a warning edge. He stood slowly. This was a mistake. We're too emotional right now. No, I said. The mistake was letting this pattern continue for years. I deserve respect in this family, and I won't apologize for standing up for myself. Fine, Vanessa snapped. Then don't expect to be welcomed at family events if you can't show basic consideration. That's not your decision to make, Dad said firmly. This is our home, and Rachel is always welcome here. Vanessa stormed out. Mark lingered in the doorway. This isn't just about a dress. You've never tried to understand her. Maybe it's time you tried to understand why your wife needs everyone to walk on eggshells around her, I replied. And why you think that's normal or healthy? 3 weeks passed with no contact from Mark or Vanessa. Mom called regularly with updates. Mark says they're still processing. Vanessa feels unheard. Can't you just call and smooth things over? I finally met Mom for coffee to address the situation directly. I understand you want family harmony, I began carefully. But I need you to understand that I won't apologize for something I didn't do. Mom sighed. Is your pride worth damaging your relationship with your brother? This isn't about pride. It's about a pattern of behavior where Vanessa creates conflict and everyone expects me to fix it by diminishing myself. Relationships require compromise, Rachel. Compromise requires both sides giving something. What is Vanessa compromising on? Mom had no answer. I love Mark, I continued, but I can't keep participating in this dynamic. It's not healthy for any of us. So what are you saying? You're cutting off your brother? No, I'm setting boundaries. I'm happy to attend family gatherings, but I won't accept being accused or humiliated. And I won't pretend everything's fine just to keep the peace. The following week, Dad organized a birthday dinner for Mom at her favorite restaurant. To my surprise, Mark showed up alone. Where's Vanessa? Mom asked immediately. She's not feeling well, Mark said, not meeting anyone's eyes. Throughout dinner, Mark was quieter than usual. As we waited for dessert, he finally turned to me. Can we talk privately for a minute? We stepped outside onto the restaurant's patio. I've been doing a lot of thinking, he began hesitantly, about the BBQ and everything after. I waited, giving him space to continue. I talked to my friend Jason, told him what happened. I expected him to agree with me, but... Mark paused. He asked me how many times I've had to apologize to Vanessa for things I didn't do. And I couldn't even count. His voice cracked slightly. Rachel, I'm sorry. I should have stood up for you. Why didn't you? Because it's easier not to. Because when Vanessa gets upset, my entire life becomes about managing her feelings. He rubbed his face. That's not normal, is it? No, I said gently. It's not. I love her, but this isn't working. I've started seeing a therapist, trying to figure things out. Does Vanessa know? I suggested couples counseling. She refused. He looked at me directly. I don't expect you to forgive me right away, but I wanted you to know I see the pattern now, and I'm trying to change it. I appreciate that, I said honestly. And I miss my brother. I miss you too. He hesitated. Vanessa still wants an apology, by the way. I can't give her one for something I didn't do. I know, he said, surprising me. And I'm not asking you to. I'm just telling you where things stand. Back inside, we rejoined Mom and Dad for cake. The conversation was lighter, though still careful. After dinner, Dad pulled me aside. Everything okay with Mark? Getting there, I replied. He's starting to see the situation more clearly. Good, because you deserve better than what happened. As I drove home that night, I reflected on the past month. The dress incident had been painful, but it forced a necessary conversation about respect and boundaries in our family. I wasn't sure what would happen with Mark and Vanessa, or how our family dynamics would evolve, but I knew one thing with certainty. I wouldn't compromise my self-respect to keep an artificial peace again. I thought about calling Jenna to update her, but decided it could wait until morning. For now, I was content with the knowledge that standing up for myself, while difficult, had been the right thing to do. Some relationships might bend or even break in the process, but the ones built on mutual respect would ultimately grow stronger. What would you have done in my situation? Sometimes the hardest part of family conflict isn't the initial hurt, but finding the courage to break patterns that no longer serve anyone.